it's good to beef with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff.
The rivalry between them has been building for some time, with Tank even claiming he would knock Floyd out now. It looks like those statements are being put to the test as news of their matchup begins circulating widely.
I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing great.
The long-awaited showdown between the undefeated boxing icon Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the fast-rising contender Gervonta Davis has officially been confirmed. This announcement follows a heated and very public back-and-forth between the two fighters, a rivalry that has only intensified the excitement and anticipation surrounding the bout.
I said, yo, I had somebody reach out. I think I had my assistant reach out to him on social media. And I think we met in New York. After that, I think the next day he was on a yacht with me in Miami. You know how I move around.
The connection between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Davis has never been simple. Mayweather, a 5-division world champion who retired with an undefeated 50-0 record, initially brought Davis into his circle and helped guide his early career. At that time, Davis was widely viewed as his protege under the Mayweather Promotions banner. With that backing, Davis rapidly climbed the professional ranks, went on to win multiple world titles, and built a strong and growing fan base along the way.
I wanted to introduce him to it, letting him know the world is bigger than just the USA. The world is bigger than just being in Baltimore.
But over time, the cracks in their partnership started to surface. Davis began to feel increasingly restricted under Mayweather's strong influence on his career decisions. He grew dissatisfied with how Mayweather was managing his fights, promotional choices, and the overall direction of his professional path. That frustration eventually escalated, and by late 2023, Davis openly voiced his concerns, criticizing Mayweather for not allowing him the level of independence he believed he had earned.
The entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this.
The dispute spilled into the public. Gervonta Davis began speaking out on social media, posting a series of tweets and Instagram updates where he shared his frustrations. In those posts, he alleged that Mayweather was more focused on protecting and building his own legacy than on genuinely developing the fighters under his guidance.
No, Tank announced that he's leaving Mayweather Promotions. What do you have to say about his departure?
My focus, honestly, is...
Mayweather, known for never avoiding controversy, quickly fired back during an interview. He downplayed Davis's remarks, describing them as emotional reactions from a young and inexperienced fighter who had yet to grasp how the business side of boxing truly worked.
Somebody, getting them to a point, and then having some differences. I've always been a gentleman. I've always been
Mayweather stressed that his decisions were always aimed at securing Davis's future success and financial stability. He insisted that his guidance was meant to protect and elevate the young fighter's career in the long run. He also highlighted that Davis's rapid climb in the boxing world was largely fueled by the powerful promotional system and platform that he himself had established.
When I say certain things, they say, oh, he's hating. There's no different from when I talked about the thing.
As the exchange escalated, both sides began trading increasingly personal remarks. Davis went on to claim that Mayweather was threatened by his potential and was deliberately trying to hold back or damage his progress in the sport.
It's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become
The confrontation escalated during an interview discussion involving Mayweather and John Gotti when Mayweather was asked directly whether he would step into the ring against Tank. His response came off as firm and somewhat menacing.
Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be...
The relationship between Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Tank Davis has become one of the most compelling storylines in modern boxing.
You know, his wings, he's grew wings where he can fly, become his own boss, more power.
The first visible sign that things were no longer smooth came in 2020. Around that time, Floyd Mayweather Jr., shortly after stepping back into the spotlight for an exhibition fight, posted an older training clip that included Gervonta Tank Davis. The situation intensified significantly in 2022. Floyd Mayweather had been set to participate in an exhibition bout in Dubai, but he withdrew unexpectedly at the last moment, pointing to unforeseen issues as the reason for his exit.
You talked about leaving Mayweather on the Brian Custer podcast.
I didn't say I'm leaving. I said my contract was up.
So there's still a possibility that you may resign.
Davis followed up with another sharp criticism, questioning Mayweather's recent record and accusing him of avoiding meaningful competition. He claimed Mayweather hadn't faced a real challenge in years, and even suggested that fear was the reason he was being kept from a potential matchup, insisting that he was ready to expose him if given the chance.
Because of everything that Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe have done for him, so I do want him to do what he is saying. Take control of your career.
Mayweather's remarks only intensified the situation further. Many fans interpreted his response as an effort to downplay Davis's progress while shifting attention away from his own lack of recent in-ring activity. Davis, however, refused to let the criticism slide. He pushed back by claiming he had already achieved more at a younger stage in his career, and even pointed to having secured a more profitable fight deal.
On saying, hey, this is my career, you had yours, I respect you from buying me a chain, buying me this, buying me that, take me on a jet, all that's great, but at the end of the day, I'm only going by his interview, you seen it.
To add even more intensity to the ongoing tension, Mayweather made a notable business move by installing Leonard Ellerbe as the new CEO of his promotional company.
Thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for all the things you gave me. If the intentions was you just looking out for me.
Mayweather, on his part, stayed relatively reserved publicly and shifted his attention toward managing and promoting other fighters under his promotional banner. This quieter approach sparked further speculation among fans, with some believing he might be deliberately avoiding a confrontation with Davis out of concern over the risk of losing to his former protege.
Hey, from the chains of somebody he still respects and respects.
As training sessions went on, the relationship between them noticeably deteriorated, becoming increasingly tense and confrontational. What had once been supportive guidance from Mayweather gradually shifted into harsh criticism and more dismissive remarks.
It don't necessarily have to be leave Mayweather Promotions about just becoming that man, handle your own, responsibility.
The media also intensified the situation, constantly stoking the tension between them. Every statement, social media post, and interview was picked apart and overanalyzed, which only made the conflict feel more heated. During one especially honest interview, Davis didn't hold back his feelings, openly voicing his frustration. He began by saying he had respect.
Mayweather Promotions, they did a great job with me, but it was time for me to move on.
By this stage, the boxing world had clearly split into two camps. Fans and insiders were divided in their opinions. Some felt Mayweather's approach was rooted in genuine mentorship, even if it came across as harsh and demanding.
He was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like,
he was going at me.
It's well known that Floyd Mayweather controlled the boxing scene for close to 20 years, establishing himself as one of the sport's biggest global attractions. Nearly every fight he headlined generated massive pay-per-view numbers, drawing in audiences from around the world.
It's weird. I feel like y'all got, I would say love, hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing?
More recently, he also doubled down on that sentiment, stating in an interview that Tank still wasn't on his level. In that same conversation, Mayweather also opened up about his former protege, Gervonta Davis, and touched on the reasons behind their strained relationship and the path Davis eventually took in his career.
Proud of him, for his victory. But if you done something spectacular when you sparred me.
The biggest pay-per-view event in boxing history came from a long-awaited clash between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, widely promoted as the fight of the century.
As far as pay-per-view, I think I got the, four top for pay-per-view. I still got a sharp mind. I think they were saying that Floyd Mayweather He's losing his memory.
If these two ever stepped into the ring together, the event would almost certainly draw enormous attention and generate huge commercial interest. The build-up alone would be intense, fueled by the long-standing tension between former mentor and student, giving the matchup a deeply personal layer beyond the sport itself.
He can do crazy numbers. It's going to be hard to break my record because you have so many people stealing. You know, so many people.
Floyd Mayweather, known for his elite defensive mastery and exceptional boxing intelligence, would step into the ring carrying the assurance of an undefeated career. Throughout his time in the sport, he built his legacy on sharp strategy, precise timing, and highly refined technique that consistently kept him ahead of his opponent.
I'm at that point where I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Like when Floyd was 29.
For Davis, pulling off a win wouldn't just be a career highlight. It would instantly elevate him to a new level where expectations rise overnight. Defeating a legend would bring massive attention, along with the challenge of handling sudden fame while staying locked in on long-term growth in the sport. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more updates like this.